Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that makes people uncomfortable. Yet is one of the most powerful lessons in life, doing it alone. Too often, we wait for the right people, the right support, or the right moment. But the truth is, if we always wait, we may never start. Sometimes the only way forward is to rely on yourself, trust your instincts, and take that first step alone. One of the greatest skills you can ever develop in life is self-reliance. It is the foundation of confidence, resilience, and success. Many people spend their lives looking for external validation, waiting for support, or relying on others to push them forward. But the truth is, no one will ever care about your dreams as much as you do. The moment you realize that you are fully responsible for your own growth, happiness, and success, your life begins to change. Self-reliance means trusting yourself to take action, make decisions, and handle challenges without constantly seeking reassurance from others. It doesn't mean shutting people out or refusing help. It means knowing that if no one else shows up, you will still keep moving forward. When you cultivate self-reliance, you stop fearing loneliness because you understand that you are enough. You become your own leader, your own motivator, and your own problem solver. One of the biggest benefits of self-reliance is that it gives you control over your life. If you always depend on others, you give them power over your future. You rely on their opinions, their support, and their availability. But when you develop the ability to stand on your own, you free yourself from limitations. You no longer have to wait for someone to believe in you, give you permission, or walk with you. You simply take action. Another key aspect of self-reliance is learning to trust your own judgment. Too often, people hesitate to make decisions because they are afraid of making mistakes. They seek constant validation, asking for others' opinions before moving forward. But waiting for approval slows you down. Mistakes are a natural part of growth, and the more you trust yourself to navigate through life, the stronger you become. Think about some of the most successful people in history: innovators, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. Many of them started with nothing but a vision and the courage to pursue it alone. They didn't wait for others to validate their ideas. They trusted themselves enough to take risks. This is the essence of self-reliance. It is the ability to stand firm in your beliefs and pursue your goals, even when no one else understands. Self-reliance also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable and people will come and go. If you constantly depend on others for emotional or financial support, you will struggle when they are no longer there. But if you develop the skills to survive and thrive on your own, you become unshakable. You learn how to adapt, how to solve problems, and how to keep going even in the face of adversity. Another powerful aspect of self-reliance is the sense of pride and fulfillment it brings. When you accomplish something on your own, whether it's starting a business, achieving a personal goal, or overcoming a difficult situation, you feel an incredible sense of achievement. You don't have to share the credit or rely on someone else's contribution. You know deep inside that you did it through your own effort, and that feeling is irreplaceable. It's important to remember that self-reliance is not just about independence, it's about personal growth. The more you push yourself to do things on your own, the more skills you develop. You become more resourceful, more disciplined, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. Each challenge you face alone becomes a lesson that strengthens you for the future. One of the hardest lessons to learn in life is that not everyone will understand or support your vision. When you have big dreams, unique ideas, or a strong sense of purpose, you may expect those around you, family, friends, or colleagues, to believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself. But the reality is that people see the world through their own experiences, fears, and limitations. What seems possible and exciting to you might seem unrealistic or even foolish to someone else. This lack of understanding is not always rooted in negativity or ill intent. Sometimes people don't support your vision because they simply cannot see what you see. They haven't lived your life, they don't share your perspective, and they don't feel the passion burning inside you. Some people are conditioned to think small, to stay safe, and to avoid risks. If you tell them about your dreams, their first instinct might be to discourage you, not because they want you to fail, but because they don't believe success is possible in the way you do. Other times, people may doubt you because they have never seen anyone in their circle accomplish something similar. If you come from a background where people rarely chase ambitious goals, those around you may struggle to understand why you are different. They may question your choices, mock your aspirations, or try to convince you to take a safer path. But just because something hasn't been done before in the world doesn't mean it's impossible. The most successful individuals in history were often doubted and misunderstood at first. It is also important to recognize that some people will not support you out of jealousy or fear. When you decide to chase your dreams, you remind others of what they are not doing. Your ambition may make them uncomfortable because it forces them to confront their own lack of action. Instead of cheering you on, they may try to hold you back, either by discouraging you outright or by subtly planting doubt in your mind. Comments like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" or "That sounds risky," may not seem harmful at first, but over time, they can make you second guess yourself. The key is to remember that your vision is yours alone. No one else is responsible for seeing it, believing in it, or making it happen. You were given your dream for a reason, and it is up to you to pursue it even if no one else understands. If you spend too much time trying to convince others, you will waste valuable energy that could be used to take action. Instead of seeking approval, focus on proving to yourself that your vision is real and possible. Many of the greatest innovators, artists, and leaders faced resistance when they first started. When Thomas Edison worked on the light bulb, people doubted him. When Oprah Winfrey pursued a career in television, she was told she wasn't fit for the industry. When Elon Musk talked about electric cars and space travel, many laughed at him. But they all pressed forward, not because everyone believed in them, but because they believed in themselves. The truth is, if you are waiting for universal approval before you start, you may never begin. The world does not reward those who seek permission, it rewards those who take action despite the doubt. The sooner you accept that not everyone will see your vision, the sooner you can move forward without hesitation. Your path is yours to walk, and you do not need anyone's understanding to take the first step. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build through experience, challenges, and self-reliance. True confidence comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you can depend on yourself to figure things out. The best way to develop this kind of unshakable confidence is by embracing independence and learning to handle life on your own. When you rely on others for validation, support, or motivation, you weaken your own ability to trust yourself. You become dependent on external factors, and when those factors disappear, so does your confidence. But when you learn to stand on your own, make your own decisions, and solve your own problems, you gain a sense of control over your life. You realize that you don't need constant reassurance because you have proven to yourself time and time again that you are capable. Independence pushes you out of your comfort zone. When you step out into the world alone, you are forced to think for yourself, take responsibility for your actions, and adapt to challenges without waiting for someone else to rescue you. At first, this can be intimidating. You may feel uncertain, you may make mistakes, and you may doubt yourself. But each time you overcome an obstacle on your own, your confidence grows. You begin to trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, and that trust is priceless. Think about a time when you had to do something difficult alone. Maybe it was moving to a new place, starting a new job, or making a tough decision without anyone's input. At the time you may have felt nervous, but after you succeeded, you likely felt a deep sense of pride. That is the power of independence. Every time you push yourself to do something without relying on others, you reinforce the belief that you are strong, capable, and self-sufficient. Another reason independence builds confidence is that it teaches you problem-solving skills. When you always have someone guiding you, you don't get the chance to figure things out for yourself. But when you take control of your own life, you are forced to think critically, make tough choices, and learn from your experiences. You stop fearing problems because you know that no matter what happens, you have the ability to find a solution. Independence also helps you develop resilience. Life is unpredictable and people won't always be there to help you. If you rely too much on others, you may struggle when you face difficulties alone. But if you have already built a foundation of independence, you will be prepared to handle setbacks without feeling helpless. You will have the confidence to face challenges head-on, knowing that you have the strength and experience to get through them. Additionally, independence allows you to move at your own pace. When you constantly rely on others, you are often held back by their opinions, fears, or limitations. You may find yourself waiting for approval before taking action or hesitating because someone else is unsure. But when you embrace independence, you give yourself permission to move forward without delay. You become the driver of your own life, and this sense of control fuels your confidence even more. Confidence is not about never feeling afraid or uncertain, it's about knowing that even when those feelings arise, you can push through them. And the only way to develop that level of confidence is by proving to yourself over and over again that you can handle things on your own. Independence is the training ground for confidence, and the more you embrace it, the stronger and more self-assured you become. One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is waiting for support before taking action. They hesitate to start a business, pursue a passion, or make a bold decision because they are waiting for approval, encouragement, or partnership. But the truth is, waiting for others can become a trap that keeps you stagnant. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss, and the more you convince yourself that you cannot move forward without help. The reality is that not everyone will understand or believe in your vision. Some people may doubt you, while others may simply be too busy with their own lives to offer the support you are hoping for. Even those who love you may not be able to provide the motivation or assistance you need. If you rely on others to validate your dreams, you risk putting your future in their hands. You must be willing to take action alone, even when no one else is clapping for you. Waiting for support can also lead to procrastination. It becomes an easy excuse to delay your goals. You tell yourself, I'll start when I have a mentor, or I'll take the first step when someone else joins me. But in reality, there is no perfect time to begin. The most successful people in the world did not wait for approval. They started with what they had, where they were, and figured things out along the way. If you keep waiting for the right support system, you might find yourself stuck in the same place for years. Another danger of waiting for support is that it can make you dependent on external motivation. If you only take action when others encourage you, what happens when they stop? If you only work hard when someone is watching, what happens when you're alone? Success is built on self-discipline and consistency, not on external validation. You have to be your own biggest supporter, your own motivator, and your own driving force. It is also important to understand that sometimes the support you are waiting for will only come after you have taken action. People are more likely to believe in you when they see you making progress. When you show dedication and persistence, others will naturally take notice and may eventually offer their support. But if you never start, you give them no reason to believe in you in the first place. Instead of waiting for someone to push you, prove to yourself and the world that you are serious about your goals. Another reason to stop waiting for support is that relying on others can slow you down. If you always need someone else to move forward, you lose control over your own pace. You might have an amazing idea, but if you're waiting for a friend or partner to agree before you take action, you risk missing your moment. Many opportunities in life are time sensitive, and by waiting for someone else to be ready, you might end up losing your chance altogether. Success is often a lonely journey in the beginning. Many people who have achieved great things started alone, without anyone cheering them on. They faced rejection, doubt, and criticism, but they kept moving forward. They understood that if they wanted something badly enough, they had to go after it, even if no one else believed in them. The sooner you accept that you don't need permission or validation from others, the sooner you can make real progress. Instead of waiting for someone to hold your hand, take ownership of your own path. Start today, take small steps, and trust that the right people will show up when the time is right. In a world that constantly promotes social interaction, collaboration, and external validation, solitude is often misunderstood. Many people fear being alone, associating it with loneliness, isolation, or even failure. But solitude is not the absence of connection, it is the presence of self-discovery. When you learn to embrace solitude, you give yourself the opportunity to grow in ways that are impossible when you are constantly surrounded by others. One of the greatest benefits of solitude is that it allows you to truly understand yourself. When you are alone, without the distractions of other people's opinions, expectations, or energies, you can reflect on who you are, what you want, and where you are going. So often, people live their lives based on what society, family, or friends expect from them. They never take the time to ask themselves if they are truly happy or if they are simply following a path that was chosen for them. But in solitude, you have the space to think deeply, to question, and to realign your life with your true desires. Solitude also strengthens your ability to make decisions independently. When you rely too much on the opinions of others, you risk making choices that do not truly serve you. You may find yourself second-guessing your instincts because someone else has a different perspective. But when you spend time alone, you become more in tune with your intuition. You learn to trust yourself, to think critically, and to develop confidence in your own judgment. Another way solitude fosters growth is by enhancing creativity. Some of the greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators in history have credited solitude as the source of their best ideas. When you are constantly in social settings, your mind is occupied with conversations, distractions, and external noise. But when you step away and give yourself time to be alone, your mind has the freedom to wander, to explore new possibilities, and to connect ideas in ways it couldn't before. Whether you are a writer, an entrepreneur, or simply someone looking for clarity, solitude can be the key to unlocking your most creative and original thoughts. Beyond creativity, solitude also builds emotional strength. Many people struggle with being alone because they have never learned to enjoy their own company. They rely on others for entertainment, validation, or a sense of identity. But when you learn to be comfortable alone, you realize that you do not need external validation to feel whole. You become emotionally independent, no longer relying on constant social interaction to feel fulfilled. This emotional strength makes you more resilient, better able to handle setbacks, and more self-sufficient in times of difficulty. Additionally, solitude can improve focus and productivity. In today's fast-paced world, we are bombarded with notifications, conversations, and endless distractions. It becomes difficult to concentrate deeply on any one thing. But when you intentionally set aside time to be alone, you remove distractions and allow yourself to fully engage with your goals. Whether it's working on a project, reading, or developing a new skill, solitude provides the mental clarity needed to make meaningful progress. Another important aspect of solitude is that it teaches you the value of self-care. When you are constantly surrounded by people, you may neglect your own needs in an effort to please others. You may overextend yourself, say yes to things you don't truly want, or lose sight of your own well-being. But when you take time to be alone, You become more aware of what you need, whether it's rest, reflection, or personal growth. You learn to set boundaries, prioritize your mental health, and cultivate a deeper sense of self-respect. Finally, solitude helps you build stronger relationships. It may seem counterintuitive, but the more comfortable you are with yourself, the healthier your relationships become. When you are secure in your own identity, you enter relationships from a place of strength rather than need. You do not depend on others to fill an emotional void or to provide constant reassurance. Instead, you bring a sense of wholeness into your connections, making them more balanced, fulfilling, and authentic. Solitude is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. It is in those quiet moments alone that you grow, discover your purpose, and become the best version of yourself. One of the most valuable skills you can develop in life is the ability to solve problems independently. When you stop depending on others to rescue you, guide you, or provide constant input, you become stronger, more resourceful, and more resilient. Learning to handle challenges on your own is a transformative process that builds intelligence, creativity, and confidence. Many people instinctively look for help the moment they encounter difficulty. They seek advice, wait for someone else to fix things, or rely on external resources to provide solutions. While there is nothing wrong with asking for guidance, over-reliance on others can become a weakness. If you always turn to someone else for answers, you never develop the critical thinking skills needed to navigate life's inevitable challenges. True independence comes when you trust yourself to figure things out even in difficult situations. Solving problems on your own teaches you how to think deeply and critically. When faced with a challenge, you must analyze the situation, consider different solutions, and weigh the possible outcomes. This process strengthens your decision-making abilities and enhances your ability to think logically. Instead of panicking or feeling helpless when obstacles arise, you learn to approach problems with a sense of curiosity and determination. You stop seeing difficulties as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow and improve. Another key benefit of solving problems independently is that it fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable, and there will be times when no one is available to help you. If you have always relied on others, you may feel lost or overwhelmed when you are forced to handle things alone. But if you have trained yourself to tackle problems independently, you will have the confidence to push through adversity. You will know that no matter what happens, you have the ability to find a solution. This kind of self-reliance is what separates those who thrive from those who struggle. Problem solving also encourages creativity. When you are forced to come up with solutions on your own, you start thinking outside the box. You learn to see possibilities where others see limitations. Some of the greatest innovations in history were born from individuals who faced challenges alone and had to find unique ways to overcome them. When you stop waiting for someone to tell you what to do and start experimenting with your own ideas, you open yourself up to new perspectives and breakthroughs. Another important aspect of independent problem solving is self-trust. Many people doubt their own abilities and constantly seek reassurance before making decisions. They fear failure and hesitate to take action unless someone else approves their choices. But the more you solve problems on your own, the more you build trust in yourself. You begin to realize that even if you don't have all the answers right away, you are capable of figuring things out. You develop the mindset that no matter what challenge arises, you will find a way through it. Furthermore, solving problems on your own makes you more adaptable. In today's fast-changing world, the ability to think independently and adapt to new situations is crucial. If you are always waiting for instructions or relying on a fixed set of solutions, you may struggle to keep up with life's unexpected twists and turns. But if you have trained yourself to approach problems with flexibility and resourcefulness, you will be better equipped to handle uncertainty. You will be able to adjust your strategies, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward without fear. In addition, Solving problems alone gives you a greater sense of accomplishment. When you overcome a challenge without relying on others, the feeling of achievement is much stronger. You realize that your success is a direct result of your own efforts, and that recognition fuels your confidence. Every problem you solve adds another layer to your self-belief, making you more prepared for the next challenge that comes your way. At its core, learning to solve problems independently is about developing a mindset of resilience, creativity, and confidence. It is about understanding that you have the ability to face difficulties head-on without fear or hesitation. It is a skill that will serve you in every area of life, from your personal relationships to your career and beyond. One of the most liberating things about doing things alone is that you stop seeking validation from others. Too many people live their lives constantly worrying about what others think, whether their decisions are acceptable, whether their dreams are realistic, or whether they are being judged. This constant need for approval can be exhausting and limiting. When you step away from that mindset and learn to move forward on your own, you free yourself from the burden of outside opinions and start living for yourself. Seeking validation is a habit that often begins in childhood. We are taught to look to parents, teachers, and peers for approval. When we do something right, we are praised. And when we do something wrong, we are corrected. While this can be helpful in early development, it can also create a lifelong dependence on external approval. Many people grow into adulthood still feeling the need to ask permission before making major life choices, fearing disapproval if they take a path that others don't understand. But if you want true independence and success, you must learn to trust your own judgment rather than constantly seeking reassurance from others. One of the biggest downsides of seeking validation is that it keeps you stuck in a cycle of people-pleasing. When you care too much about what others think, you start making decisions based on their expectations instead of your own desires. You might choose a career that others approve of instead of the one you truly love. You might avoid risks or new opportunities because you fear judgment. The more you allow others to control your choices, the further you drift from your true self. Doing things alone forces you to break free from this cycle. When you take action without waiting for approval, you prove to yourself that you don't need outside validation to succeed. You learn to trust your instincts, follow your passions, and make decisions based on what is best for you rather than what will earn you praise. This shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. It allows you to take control of your own life and stop worrying about meeting other people's expectations. Another major problem with seeking validation is that it often leads to self-doubt. When you constantly look to others for approval, you are giving them the power to determine your worth. If they approve, you feel good. If they don't, you start to question yourself. This can be dangerous because it makes your confidence fragile if shaken by criticism or lack of support. But when you learn to move forward without seeking validation, you build an inner strength that cannot be broken by outside opinions. You understand that your worth is not determined by how many people agree with you, but by your own belief in yourself. Additionally, when you stop seeking validation, you become more authentic. Many people hide their true selves out of fear of judgment. They suppress their real opinions, change their behavior to fit in, or avoid pursuing their passions because they worry about what others will say. But when you stop caring about external validation, you allow yourself to be fully authentic. You embrace your unique personality, speak your mind without fear, and pursue what genuinely makes you happy. This authenticity not only makes you feel more fulfilled, but also attracts the right kind of people into your life, people who appreciate you for who you truly are. Another benefit of letting go of the need for validation is that it makes you more decisive. When you stop waiting for approval, you stop overthinking every decision. You don't need to ask a dozen people for their opinions before taking action. You trust yourself enough to make choices quickly and confidently. This decisiveness allows you to move forward faster, take more risks, and embrace opportunities without hesitation. The most successful people in the world are not those who seek constant approval, but those who trust their instincts and act boldly. Ultimately, when you stop seeking validation, you gain a new level of freedom. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to others, justify your choices, or alter your path to fit someone else's expectations. You become the author of your own story, making decisions based on your own desires rather than outside pressure. This kind of independence is incredibly empowering, allowing you to build a life that is truly yours. There is something incredibly powerful about knowing that you built something on your own, that you overcame obstacles, put in the effort, and achieve success without relying on anyone else to carry you. When you do it alone, every milestone feels more meaningful because you know that is the result of your dedication, discipline, and perseverance. No one handed it to you. No one paved the way for you. You carved your own path. And that kind of accomplishment brings a deep and lasting sense of fulfillment. When success is handed to you, or when you rely too much on others to get where you want to be, the victory does not feel as rewarding. If you constantly depend on someone else to push you, motivate you, or provide resources, you never fully own your achievements. There is always a part of you that wonders whether you could have done it on your own. But when you fight for your success, when you work tirelessly even when no one is watching, you develop a sense of pride that no one can take away from you. The journey of doing it alone teaches you the true value of hard work. You learn firsthand what it takes to build something from the ground up. You experience the late nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt, and the small victories along the way. You come to understand that success is not about shortcuts or relying on connections. It is about persistence, consistency, and unwavering self-belief. When you finally reach your goal, you appreciate it so much more because you know exactly what it took to get there. Another reason success feels more fulfilling when you earn it alone is that you develop a deep connection to your journey. When others are heavily involved in your success, their influence can sometimes overshadow your own efforts. You might feel like their contributions played a bigger role than your own, or that you owe your success to them rather than your own abilities. But when you do it alone, every step you take is a reflection of your personal strength, intelligence, and determination. You don't have to share the credit with anyone. You know that every achievement is a direct result of your own perseverance. Achieving success on your own also builds an unshakable confidence. When you prove to yourself that you are capable of reaching your goals without waiting for support, validation, or permission, you develop a sense of independence that changes your entire mindset. You start to believe that no challenge is too big, no obstacle is too difficult, and no goal is out of reach. You become more fearless in your pursuits because you have already proven that you can succeed on your own terms. This confidence will carry you through future challenges and empower you to take on even bigger goals. Additionally, when you earn success alone, you inspire others in a way that is truly impactful. People admire those who rise from nothing, who push forward despite adversity, and who create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Your journey becomes a source of motivation for others who may be struggling with self-doubt or waiting for external help to get started. Your story proves that it is possible to achieve great things through sheer determination and hard work. Another key reason why success feels more fulfilling when you earn it alone is that it gives you complete freedom. When you rely on others to get ahead, there are often strings attached. You may feel obligated to follow someone else's vision, repay favors, or compromise your values. But when you build something on your own, you have full control over your decisions. You are not bound by anyone else's expectations or limitations. You can create a life that aligns with your true aspirations without interference from those who may not fully understand or support your vision. Perhaps the most rewarding part of achieving success on your own is the deep sense of self-respect that comes with it. You no longer need external validation to know your worth because you have proven to yourself what you are capable of. You have faced challenges head on, navigated obstacles without depending on others, and built something from nothing. That kind of self-earned success gives you an inner strength that cannot be shaken by setbacks, criticism, or failure. It becomes a part of who you are, someone who does not wait for permission, who does not rely on handouts, and who does not let fear stand in the way of progress. Doing it alone is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It teaches you resilience, self-reliance, and the power of perseverance. It forces you to trust yourself, think independently, and take full responsibility for your success. Every challenge you face alone strengthens you. Every victory you achieve alone builds your confidence. And every step you take without waiting for approval brings you closer to the life you truly want. The world may try to convince you that you need constant support, validation, and approval to succeed, but the truth is, everything you need is already within you. When you stop relying on others to pave the way, you discover just how capable you truly are. The most successful people in history are those who dared to walk their own path, who believed in themselves even when no one else did, and who had the courage to take action alone. So, embrace the journey of doing it alone. Stand tall in your independence. Trust in your abilities. Because when you reach the top, knowing that you built your success with your own hands, the fulfillment will be unmatched. You won't just have achieved something great, you will have proven to yourself that you are unstoppable.